down, dear viewers, for tonight we delve into a tale of terror and survival. Welcome to ChillsFlix. Our story is about the fearsome Manananggal, a creature from Philippine folklore that will haunt your nightmares. It is a chilling urban legend from the Philippines, deeply rooted in the folklore of the Visayas region. Viewer discretion is advised. But before we proceed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more terrifying stories that will keep you up at night.
Under the heavy full moon, the jungle's silence is punctuated by the hum of insects. Here, far from the city, deep in the secluded provinces of the Philippines, the night holds its breath. Gloria hurried home, carrying a lantern before her face to see where she was going in the pitch black of the night. Her swollen belly revealed she was several months pregnant, her new middle throwing her off balance just enough that she had to be careful not to stumble. She carried a basket of wet laundry under her other arm, returning from washing her clothes in the river. She spent too much time gossiping with the other village women, and now she was late. The worst that might happen, she thought, was losing her footing in the dark. The sudden chills down her spine and the sweat dripping from her brow revealed the truth. She didn't believe her own reassurances. Gloria was getting more and more nervous as she staggered through the dark. It wasn't just the threat of wild animals. She remembered the stories her mother told her about sinister supernatural monsters that lived in these woods. Of course, those were just stories invented to scare children, she told herself. She was a grown woman now, about to have a child of her own. She shouldn't be worried about bogeymen. The lantern's light threw its glow over a figure standing below the crook of a catmint tree. The woman jolted, nearly dropping her laundry. She gulped back a scream as she realized it wasn't a wild animal, but rather a person.
"Oh, sorry,"
said the young woman, her voice shaking a little.
"I didn't think anyone else was still out this late. I thought you were a wild animal,"
she added.
"Don't you worry, little one,"
said the figure in a soft, sibilant voice. The figure stepped forward, revealing an old woman from the village, her back hunched and her long white hair falling over her shoulders in a messy tangle. Gloria felt inexplicably nervous running into this particular villager here in the jungle at night. Many of the village kids whispered that she was a witch with all kinds of weird supernatural powers. Even some village elders feared crossing her.
"Where are you going at this hour? Someone in your condition shouldn't exert yourself so much,"
said the old woman. Gloria answered,
"I'm just heading home,"
hefting the basket of laundry for emphasis. The old woman offered help.
"It's dangerous to be out so late alone. Here, let me walk home with you. There's safety in numbers, you know."
Thank you,"
she replied. The young woman almost wanted to protest, but decided against it. Even if she didn't believe in witchcraft, she didn't want to take any chances.
"How far along are you, honey?"
said the old woman, placing a hand against the young woman's protruding belly. The young woman grimaced. She didn't like this old woman intruding on her personal space. The old woman's hands were wrinkled and veiny, her fingers topped with gnarled talons.
7 months.
The young woman replied, her voice barely a whisper.
Very nice,
said the old woman, her eyes never straying from the young woman's belly, her hands still rubbing against her stomach. The old woman made a strange sound in her throat, like she was smacking her lips in hunger. The young woman quickened her pace, hoping to get home soon and away from her companion. But the old woman kept pace, her grip surprisingly firm.
What a sweet little bundle of joy you carry there,
said the old woman.
What a delectable little burden.
They continued walking, the young woman staring resolutely at the small circle of illumination from her lantern. She heaved an audible sigh of relief as the village came into view.
Thank God I'm almost home,
she thought.
Is it just you? Is the father in the picture?
Asked the old woman.
No, it's just me,
Gloria responded automatically, but regretting it immediately. The village was quiet and dark. They arrived at the front gate of the young woman's house.
Well, here I am,
she said, a little too loudly.
This is my home. Thanks for keeping me company.
Think nothing of it, my dear.
The old woman smiled widely, a long rope of saliva dribbling from her lips. Her teeth looked jagged and misshapen.
I'm happy to help. I hope to see you again very soon,
said the old woman. Gloria didn't wait any longer. She scampered across her yard and yanked open her door. She ran inside and pulled the door shut behind her. Inside, the young woman's heart raced. She cooed softly to her baby, trying to calm herself.
Shh, it's okay. I know you're scared. I'm scared too,
she whispered. She pulled the curtain aside and peeped out the window. The old woman was gone. Gloria tried to put the whole experience out of her head as she prepared for bed. As she pulled on her nightclothes, she startled when she heard something heavy clatter across the roof.
It's probably nothing,
Gloria told herself as she climbed into bed. Even though her nerves were rattled, she was quite tired, and it didn't take long before she drifted off to sleep. The young woman's eyes closed, and her breathing became slow and steady. Whatever was on the roof was making an awful racket as it dragged itself over the tiles. It wasn't a rat. It was a darkened figure, almost human, but strangely truncated. 2 massive leathery wings unfurled behind it. It found a crack in the roof. Wheezing and panting, the creature leaned forward, putting its eye to the crack. The young woman was asleep below. It dropped something long and slippery, covered in thick, wet mucus, a tongue, far too long to be human. The tongue caressed her face, leaving a wet trail of saliva, then brushed against her lips. Instantly, it snaked into her mouth and shot down her throat. She started to sputter and choke, her limbs thrashing. The tongue pushed deeper until it reached her womb. A sticky aperture opened at the tip, revealing it was hollow. It sucked up the baby like a vacuum, the bulge of its prey traveling up the length of the tongue. The tongue retracted back through the ceiling. The young woman settled back into a deep, still sleep. The rest of the night was peaceful, but when she awoke the next morning, she felt something was very wrong. She woke with a strange, empty feeling in her guts. Something was very wrong. She threw aside her covers and stared at herself in shock. Her baby was gone. Her belly had deflated back to its pre-pregnancy state.
My baby!
Gloria shrieked in terror. Her screams echo through the silent village. The Manananggal has struck again, leaving a mother empty and broken. In these remote areas, ancient horrors still roam, hungry for the unborn.
And so ends our tale. But fear not, dear viewers, for there are many more stories waiting to be told. If you like these kind of stories, don't forget to hit like and click that subscribe button. Until next time, stay safe, and may the shadows never claim you.